Hello students, welcome back. In last few lectures we have learnt about the concept of volume and measurement of area, and what is the area, what is the area of regular shapes and irregular shape, how do we measure that, what is volume, how do we define it, and how do we calculate the volume. Now let's see if we have to we have been given an irregular object. Which one? An irregular object. We have been given an irregular object, so we don't know how to calculate the volume of the irregular object. Then in that case, what do we do? How do we calculate the volume of the irregular object? So let's see. For this purpose we use an instrument that is known as graduated cylinder or measuring cylinder or measuring cylinder. What is this measuring cylinder? This is a cylindrical shape which is transparent, which is made up of glass or transparent plastic, and on one side of the glass there are markings of there are markings like this. In this diagram we can see that there are some markings, है ना? So these markings represent the volume of the object. If basically this is used for lab purpose only. Most of the time we use, if we have to calculate the volume, then in labs only or during the experiments only we use this kind of cylinder. Okay, so this is a graduated cylinder. So how do we measure the volume? How do we measure the volume? For measuring volume of any irregular object, of an irregular object, of an irregular object. So let's suppose that we have a small stone, ठीक है, or pebble, that of this pebble we want to measure the volume, means how much volume does this pebble possess. We want to calculate it. So first of all, what will we do? We will tie up this pebble with a thread. We will tie up this pebble with a thread, and we will tie this pebble with a thread, and this thread will be put inside the measuring cylinder. In the measuring cylinder we have already put some amount of water. We have already measured some we have already put some amount of water, and the volume of the water is already known. Why? Because the level, because the cylindrical this graduated cylinder is marked with the level, and we can directly calculate the level of the water, so that we can directly calculate the volume of the water. So first of all, first step is fill the cylinder with water. Fill the cylinder with water and note its volume. First of all, we will fill the cylinder with water, and we will note its volume. Okay, after that we will put this pebble or whatever the object is there, we will put that object inside the water. So we are going to suppose that this was our pebble or the object that we have to measure. So when we'll put this, when we will put the object into the measuring cylinder, we will see there is a rise in volume of water. There is a rise in volume of the water. So this is our new level of water. Okay, so that in earlier in case A, let's suppose that this is case A and this is case B. So in case A we have already noted the level of water, so that we can know the volume of the water. And after inserting the pebble, we have seen that there is a rise in the water level, so that this rise gives us the new volume. Okay, this rise gives us the new volume. So second point is put the object put the object inside the cylinder, put the object inside the cylinder and put the object inside the cylinder and note down the reading of volume. Note down the reading of volume. Thus we got a new volume. Suppose that this new level or new volume is V2 and the old volume was V1. So the volume of the pebble will be calculated as, so the volume of pebble, V is equals to V2, that is final, minus initial V2 minus V1. We can directly calculate it from V2 minus V1. Okay, so this is how we calculate the volume of an irregular object. First of all, we fill the measuring cylinder or the graduated cylinder with some water, of which we note down first of its volume. Its volume is been noted down. After that, we tie the object with some thread or some rope, and we insert it into the measuring cylinder. When we insert the object into the measuring cylinder, we see that there is a rise in water level. So we got a new level, and corresponding to the new water level, we note down the volume of that level. Okay, so we got another volume, that is V2. So the object volume will be what? The final volume minus initial volume. So we will calculate it by V2 minus V1. Got? V2 minus V1. So this is how do we calculate the this is how do we calculate the volume of any irregular shape. So now see the unit of volume. Units of volume. What are the units of volume? So volume is measured in, it is measured in meter cube. It is measured in meter cube, meter to the power 3, or we can write it as m to the power 3. Okay, but we also some other general units are also there, such as other units. What are the other units? Other units, we know that we use liter as the other unit. In general, we use whenever we measure the milk or any liquid or oil or anything, any liquid, whenever we measure it in liters. So what is the relation between liter and meter cube? So 1 meter cube is equal to the 1000 liters. This is the relation. 1 meter cube equals to 1000 liters. Or if one has to calculate how many meter cube are there in 1 liter, so, or we can say 1 liter is equals to, we can cross multiply to this side, 1 by 1000, and it will become in meter cube. So 1 liter equals to 1 by 1000 meter cube. Or this 1 by 1000 can be written as 1 liter is equals to, it can be written as 1 upon 10 to the power 3, because there are 3 zeros, 1 2 and 3 zeros after 1, so we will write it as 10 to the power 3 meter cube. Or this 10 to the power 3, now it is in denominator. When it will go in numerator, the sign of the power will change. Sign of the power will change. So its new sign will be 10 to the power minus 3 meter cube. This is how we convert the, this is how do we convert from one unit to another unit. Now we know that in 1 liter 1 liter of the water or 1 liter of the oil is equals to the 10 to the power minus 3 meter cube. So for example, if we have to say, for example, if we have to ask how many meter cubes are there in 70 liters of oil. So how do we calculate? We will simply multiply the 70 liter by this unit. So 70 liters of oil will be equals to 70 multiplied by 1 liter equals to 10 to the power minus 3, 10 to the power minus 3, and it will become in meter cube. So 70 liters is equals to 70 into 10 to the power minus 3. Now if we remove this, now if we remove this 0, if we'll add this 0 to this power, then it will become 7 into 10 to the power minus 2 meter cube. So 70 liters is equals to what? 70 liters is equals to 7 into 10 to the power minus 2 meter cube. Okay, this is how we calculate the volume, and we can convert in one unit from another unit. Okay. Okay. Now some other units also we can see, like some other unit. What are the different types of units? We have already seen some like 1 meter, 1 meter cube. Acha, 1 meter cube, how do we write it as 1 meter cube? 1 meter cube is equals to basically 1 meter of length, 1 meter of width, and 1 meter of height. So this is our volume V, and 1 meter of length, 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 or simply we write it is L multiplied by width, or W, and height, that is H. So we measure the length in meters, we measure the width in meter also, and the height is also measured in meter. And when we multiply all these three dimensions, we get the volume. So one volume is measured in meter cube, volume is measured in meter cube, and the meter cube is equals to 1 meter into 1 meter into 1 meter. So if we have to convert 1 meter cube into millimeter cube, then what will be? If we have to someone asked that how many millimeter cubes are there in 1 meter cube, then how do we calculate? We know that in 1 meter, we know that in 1 meter there are 1000 millimeters or 100 centimeters, है ना? 100 centimeter or 1000 millimeter. We have to calculate in millimeter cube, so we will use this term. So 1 meter cube, we have already stated that 1 meter cube can be written as 1 meter into 1 meter into 1 meter. Now 1 meter can be written as 1000 millimeter, so we will write it as 1000 millimeter into 1000 millimeter into 1000 millimeter. So 1 meter cube can be written as, now this 1000 can be written as 10 to the power 3. In last slide I have shown how do we calculate. So 10 to the power 3 millimeter into 10 to the power 3 millimeter, and this one also become 10 to the power 3 millimeters. Now if we add up all these three, then what do we get? 1 meter cube is equals to 10 to the power 3 plus 3 plus 3, that is 9 millimeter cube. So 1 meter cube is equals to 10 to the power 9 millimeter cube. Or if we have to calculate in how many millimeter cube are there in 1 liter, so we know that in 1 liter there are 10 to the power minus 3 meter cube. So and 1 meter cube is equals to 10 to the power 9 millimeter cube. So we can write it as 1 liter is equals to 10 to the power minus 3 multiplied by 10 to the power 9 millimeter cube. We have put the value of meter cube from here. Okay, from here we have put the value. so it has become 10 to the power 9 millimeter. Now we can multiply it, so we will get 1 liter is equals to 10 to the power 9 minus 3, that is 6, 10 to the power 6 millimeter cube. So 1 liter is equals to what? 1 liter is equals to what? 10 to the power 6 millimeter cube. Okay, so this is how do we calculate and convert from one unit to another. This conversion everyone has to understand, and you should know that how do we convert from one unit to another. Okay, so that's it for all, for now. We will see the later things, density, what is density, and what is the speed in the upcoming lectures. Okay, thank you.